Alright, so I decided that before I do the hood thoroughly, like sand down all the rust and everything, or not just the rust, but do it thoroughly, I decided I'm going to try those stripes out. If it does fail and look like shit, I'm going to take it down to a shop near my house and have them paint the whole thing properly. But I'm going to give it a go. And so now I'm just going to sand all the areas, like here is all being painted, along there is being painted, and up here is being painted. This is staying factory color, that's staying factory color as well as that. So I'm going to go ahead and start sanding and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I sanded down what I want to paint. I didn't go all the way to the metal. I did go to some of the primer underneath though. But I just wanted to scuff it up enough that the primer that I'm going to be spraying on will adhere to it. So basically what you see there is how it's going to be painted. That's all going to be black, and then that's going to flow down around the black on the hood or on the grill. So I'm fairly confident this is going to look pretty good. As long as the paint comes out good and, you know, I clear it properly and excuse me, I'm getting a little tired. Went to work all day and then came home and immediately started this. Anyways, as long as I clear it properly, wet sand it properly, you know, buff it, everything, I think it's going to turn out really good. So here's to hoping. So let's go ahead and clean it up, and then we're going to mask off everything, and then we're going to put the first coat of primer. So I got the hood all masked off, sanded, just finished wiping it down with a little bit of degreaser, get the surface area that I'm painting all nice and clean. And I'm gonna get ready to primer it. First coat of primer coming up. Yeah, hopefully she turns out good. Coat of primer is done. A little bit of a fuck up here. I'm not sure, I think maybe I missed a little bit of dust, but you can see that it's kind of grainy there. So what I'm going to do is let it dry, and then I'm going to sand that spot with the 2000 grit, and then wipe it up, clean it up, and then go over it again. So it's not a big deal because it's still in the primer stage. And clear coat at the end is what makes everything looks good. The prep towards the end. So, first coat, gonna let that sit, and I'm gonna get a new one. And I'm gonna tell that bee over there to fuck off. Alright. Okay. So, after the primer, I got about 2 coats of black on it right now. I just finished a second good coat. Gonna let that sit for a while. And then, see what happens. Little nicks and everything here, like rock chips and stuff in the hood. I didn't sand all the way through the paint, all the way down to bare metal. But, because I just wanted to give this a trial run, see how it would turn out, if it looked good or not. So, if it does in fact look really good and I want to keep it, I'm going to leave it for over winter. The springtime, I'm going to go to a body shop and tell the guy what I want done to the hood and everything, and to do it properly so that it can be, you know, perfect. Because right now it's going to be rough, and over winter it's probably going to chip and flake, whatever. You know what I mean? This is basically just to see if it'll look good in person, because I've seen it on computers and stuff and it looks cool, but we're going to find out. So, it doesn't have to be perfect, at least not yet. But that's it. Second coat, let it dry for a while, do a third one, and then let it dry and then clear it. Well, that's it. That's all the coats I'm going to put on the hood. Dimitri's going to come by tonight, wet sand it, so we'll get a video of that. And now I've masked off the front bumper, which I'm going to be painting this gray part black. So I'm going to primer that and then paint it. See how it turns out. Hopefully it'll look good. Alright, so that's next. Okay, so the primer's on. Now all that's left to do is 3 or 4 coats of black. Doesn't need to be perfect because this is the bottom of the truck basically. So none of this is going to be seen. You're basically going to see it from about this angle. So just the main front part really needs to look halfway decent. But I'm not expecting too much from down here. Just because it's, you know, not at the bottom. It's the hood that has to turn out good, not this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay. So I'm only doing 1 good coat. I need to save the can because I still have to do my grill. And like I said, this is just going to be not that visible, just needs to be black to accent everything else. So that's finished. now the bumper can go and sit in the garage. Actually, I still need to clear it, but once that's done, that'll be that. So, cool. Okay, so now I've finished primering the mesh that sits behind the grill. Let me get this mask off. It sits behind the grill. So these are all the things that you're going to see in between here. And those I'm going to be painting black, as well as the grill. I still have to sand the grill and get that ready for primer and then paint. So I have to just kind of salvage this last can. There's a good amount left, but I'm going to have to be very scarce with it until tomorrow. At least, if I run out, I can go buy more tomorrow. But, yeah. So I gotta primer that, paint it, and clear it, and then do the grill. Well, the mesh is finished. That's all the paint I'm gonna give it. And I'm gonna let that dry. And now I'm gonna do the grill. Got the grill all sanded. Just needs to be wiped down, and we're ready to primer. Well, the grill's finished. I don't have to go too hardcore on the insides here. They can have a little bit of paint missing, purely because the trim pieces will cover all that up. So right here does not matter at all. Towards the bottom is fine too if I miss a little spot like here, because that's going to be hidden between the bottom of the grill and the top of the bumper. So I basically, or literally, just ran out of paint. That's it. That's all I have left. So I got this done. Now it's still a little sticky. I'm gonna let it dry a bit more. So I'm gonna let that cure. I'm also gonna let this cure. And overnight, in the morning, I will clear those. I am gonna clear the hood right now, just so I can get that out of the way, because I need 2 people to carry that around, and I don't know if I'll have 2 people around tomorrow. So these are done, and yeah. Still gotta sand and primer the trim pieces for in between. The pieces that are chrome, that will now be black. So, a bit more to do, but that's it. So, show you the final product, I guess, after.